Oh, founder, what's next? I think we all know that the founding position is coming to an end, and it's going to end June the 22nd. If you want to become a founding member after June the 22nd, you're not going to be able to become a founding member of OnPassive. It doesn't matter what you pay, it doesn't matter what you offer Mr. Mufara, you will not be able to become a founding member. So once the founding position stops, what's next? What do we do? I'm Mike, by the way. Over the last few weeks, I've listened to a lot of the founders talking about OnPassive. Very, very excited, as they should be, as we all should be, because the 22nd is closing in very, very quickly. But I think the consensus of everybody that I'm listening to as we get to the 23rd of June is to continue to talk about OnPassive, right? And I would agree with that. We want to continue to talk about OnPassive. And the caveat here is, as we come into the global launch of the products to the global market, the conversation changes. Now today, it's primarily founders talking about founders, and that's terrific. You know, Ash is disseminating so much information. We need to talk to each other. We need to spread the word and let people know what Ash is sharing with the founding members. That's really, really important. But as we go into the launch of the products to the global market, it changes. The conversation changes. And you can't talk to prospects the same way you talk to founders. Why? As you talk to founders, they have a base. They know what you're talking about. They get excited about what you're talking about. It's very, very easy to talk to somebody that knows what you're talking about. But when we go into the global market and we start to bring in resellers, or we start to bring in customers, it's a totally different conversation. Absolutely totally different. You know, over the last 3.5 years, I put out a ton of content for the founding members of OnPassive, for OnPassive in general, and for the founding members of OnPassive. Well, all of this is going to change because we're not going to be talking about founding members anymore. In fact, as we do the product launch to the global market, you will never hear me talk about founders unless I'm talking to founders. It's just something that won't be in my vocabulary any longer. The founding position, it won't be there. And as you talk to resellers, it's just a totally different conversation. Now, what I'm going to be doing is I'll be redoing many of the videos that I've done in the past. I'll be doing a new presentation for resellers rather than founders. Some of the things are the same thing, but some of the things aren't. And you can't use that old presentation when you want to attract resellers into OnPassive. And as I think about the reseller, they have one advantage that we did not have, whether it was 4 years ago, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, 1 year ago, just a couple of months ago. It's something that the founding members, we did not have, that we can offer to resellers. Now, I think most of you know what that is. In fact, I'll give you a second. Go ahead, say it. Just say what you think it is. It is so powerful that bringing in resellers is going to be a piece of cake. What is it? Have you said it yet? What it is we're able to bring resellers into OnPassive, do the things that OnPassive is going to do for them, and then start working for them now. Not in a month, not in a year, not in 2 years. OnPassive goes to work for them now. Do you know how powerful this is? Our job, you know, a lot of people think, well, as we go into the global launch, it's just going to get harder to bring in people, blah, blah, blah. It's not. Because of what Mr. Mufara has done, because of what Mr. Ash has done, because of the tools that he's given us, it is just going to be awesome what we're going to be able to do bringing in resellers. And I believe this wholeheartedly, that in a matter of 6 months, we can bring in as many founders as we brought in 4 years. I think we can bring in 1.3 million founders. I really do. Just because of that one point, as you come into OnPassive is going to go to work for you now. And they're going to start developing an income for you. They're going to start developing a residual income. They're going to give you the ability to dream and start developing wealth online. now, not in a day, not in a week, not a month, I mean right now as we bring in resellers. This is such a powerful point. So as we look at the resellers, and that's one of the areas that we're going to be able to participate with on passive and bring in resellers. As we look at resellers, I think it's going to be so simple, and I will be doing a presentation specifically for resellers. And again, it's a different conversation, guys. Now, all the content that I'm going to be making, yeah, I'm going to share it with you. Of course I am. And you're going to be able to use this content if you have that inclination to augment your business and bring in resellers. Now, during all of this time, you don't have to do any of this. Again, unpassive is 100% automated. We all know that. And as you come in, if you don't want to augment what unpassive is doing, that's perfectly fine. But unpassive is in the forefront doing all of this. And in the background, we're going to be able to do these little things to build our business quicker and get to that place where we just don't worry about finances. Just take care of those financial needs that we all have. So moving forward, the conversation changes. If you don't, many people have the talent to do this, but they don't have the inclination to do it. They haven't spent the time studying how you do this. And when we look at it, it's something that I absolutely love to do. I love the marketing part of it. So does Marty. So does Dan. Marty DeGarmo, Dan Street. They love the marketing side of unpassive. And because unpassive has put the tools in front of us that we need, it's just extraordinary what we're going to be able to do. And I believe what you're going to be able to do. So moving forward, conversation changes. Don't worry about that. We're gonna change a lot of our videos, brand new content, focused to resellers and customers. Let's talk about customers for a second. The customer side is another really interesting side of unpassive and what we can do with it, how we can bring in customers. And the avenues that we can take, there are so many of them. There are so many different things that we can do on the customer side to get customers in. And I'll give you a little example of one of the avenues you can take. One of the products of unpassive, one of the products that I'm just excited about, I mean, I can't wait for it to come out, and it's very close, is O-Traffic. It is the traffic of unpassive. And here's how it's going to work. This is just one little avenue, and there are thousands of them that we can take doing different things, implementing different things to bring customers in front of unpassive. And once they get in front of passive, it's a done deal. Unpassive, superior, cutting technology, lower, all those things. Once they see unpassive, they're in. But let's take a company out there that sells sunglasses. And their sunglasses, they're terrific. They really are. They're absolutely terrific. Now they can come in, put their company on the platform of unpassive, and drive traffic. And it's very simple for them. This is one of the more simpler products to market online, sunglasses. Very simple product, not much to them. But if you have sunglasses that does something that nobody else does, whatever it is, I don't know that much about sunglasses, although I wear them all the time. But if you have a unique pair of sunglasses, you bring it into unpassive, put it on that platform, and then you drive traffic through it. Where do you get the traffic? O-Traffic, unpassive. And unpassive, their traffic is going to be superior. And I'll get to that in just a second. But this particular individual is going to come in, market his sunglasses. He's got great content. He's got a great sales page. He's got great follow-up. Maybe he's got 3, 4, 5 autoresponders that he sends after this. He makes an offer out there. Unpassive drives traffic through it. Maybe the sunglasses are $24.95. That's great. He starts to get a few sales, or she starts to get a few sales. Then the autoresponders start to show up, and then the third autoresponder, they go, "We have a special running today. It runs for the next 48 hours. Our $24.99 sunglasses are now $9.99 for you. And by the way, there's a guarantee. If you don't like them, send them back. We'll send you your money back." This is a very simple sales funnel that really any company can do. And when you have a really simple product, it doesn't take that much to set up a good sales funnel, some autoresponders, let it run. And then as Unpassive drives good quality traffic through your pages, these are people that want sunglasses, guys. It's as simple as that. That's good qualified traffic. They're going to do very, very well. I believe that Unpassive will make, I don't know how many millionaires outside of Unpassive because of their tools, because of the quality of their tools, products, and people coming in and using them. When we talk about the customer side for us, the founding members of Unpassive, a little bit more complicated. Again, the language changes, and you have to have good quality content out there. And with the products of Unpassive, say Academy or O Staff or O Traffic, you have to start with a little teaser page that gets them interested enough to go to the next page. And then the next page would talk about the product and get into a little bit more depth about it. And then with the products of Unpassive, you might have a dozen or two dozen autoresponders, each autoresponder building on the last autoresponder, building a picture of what this product is, what it can do for you, and the advantages that it will bring to you personally or in your business. So on the product side, it's a little bit more complicated than a simple pair of sunglasses, because the tools of Unpassive, I mean, there is so much to these tools. When you talk about OConnect or Academy, sometimes you have to bring people along a little bit at a time. Now, there will be people that will come on and get it right away. They're going to come in and buy. But I believe putting out good content, changing the conversation a little bit to people that really don't know much about Unpassive. In fact, they might not know anything about Unpassive, and educating them on how Unpassive can change your life in so many ways. And again, on the customer side, there's so many different avenues. I mean, one of the avenues you could reach out to people with is not only the products of Unpassive, but actually bringing in a third stream of revenue. That's just another way to bring in people. And as people come into Unpassive, we don't manipulate anybody. We tell them the facts, we tell them the truth. And because we know our customer, KYC, know your customer. If you know your customer, you know what they want to hear, you know what they're thinking, you know what they need, primarily because we've been there at one time or another. Marty, Dan, and I have been doing this for 12 years. We've been there at one time or another, having a product that just doesn't do what you want it to do, and you need that product to be successful online or successful in business. So having the KYC, knowing your customer, is really, really important. But again, these are things that we're going to be sharing with the founding members of Unpassive. Marty talked about a product, O'Doodle, I think it was, yesterday, and I was listening to it, and I was just amazed. Being able to get a group of people on with a whiteboard in front of them, and then everybody being able to contribute. And we're going to be able to do this with the customer side, the product side of Unpassive. Here's what we're doing. Here's what's successful. Here's what you can do. Here's what you can. And we can get 10, 20, 30 people on there, doodle away as much as we want, and just get our ideas out there. We're going to come up with some really creative ideas to bring in customers for your team. Okay. Now, again, everything said, Unpassive is 100% automated. You don't have to do any of this. But this is what I love to do. This is what I enjoy. And I know because of the products of Unpassive, because of what Ash Mufara is supplying to us, we're just going to have a blast with this. I believe that on the reseller side, when we introduce Unpassive to these individuals that are looking for a way to develop an income online, we are going to rock their boat. Okay? Absolutely rock it. And I believe we can not replace, but in addition to the 1.3 founders that we have in Unpassive today, I believe in 6 months we can bring in 1.3 million resellers. I'll get to that in just a second too. Just a couple of caveats there. I believe it's the same with the customer side. Once you get something that works, once you get the content that works, once you're getting your content in front of people and they really like it, I believe that the customer side, it will just be unbelievable. So these are some of the things that are going to be coming as the O-founder position ends. The caveat that I want to put out there let's talk about the resellers for a second. I don't know what Mr. Hashmufara wants to do with the reseller side. I don't know if there's a number there that he wants. If it's 500,000, if it's 100,000, 500,000 resellers, a million resellers. If it's 2 million, we just scale up. If it's 3 million, we scale up. If it's 5 million, we just scale up. I believe we're going to be very, very successful at bringing in resellers. Okay. Customer side, I don't think there are any caveats there. Just stay within the guidelines of Unpassive. Do the right thing and do the right thing all the time. Clean, ethical, honest. That's what Unpassive is. We do the right thing with people every single time. There's no variant there. You can't fudge that. You have to do the right thing all the time. So when we start to think about the founding position ending, this is a very, very fun time for me. Things are going to change. Our content is going to change. We're going to redo everything that we've done, just about. Eliminate the word founding member, and from there, as we bring this content in, I don't know if I'm going to put it on YouTube or not. I'm hoping, and I know I'm going to be able to do this, is put it on Unpassive, one of the products of Unpassive, and people can come there and get the content there. Will it go on YouTube? I haven't decided yet. We'll see. We'll see what services the founding members the most. That's what we'll do. But when you get a hold of this content, it is content you are going to be able to use if you have the inclination. Again, you don't have to do it. But if you do, and you want to augment what Unpassive is going to be doing for us, which is going to be tremendous, if you want to augment that, you're going to be able to do that. I know a lot of people out there just don't have the skill set to put this content out there. That's okay. We're going to get it out there for you. You're going to be able to use it, and it's going to be a lot like as we started marketing Unpassive and the founding membership and all that content that we put out. That content really was for new individuals that didn't have that much knowledge about Unpassive. It's going to be the same thing with the reseller. These individuals, they don't know anything about Unpassive. We'll walk them through it. By the time they get to the end of the road, they're in. They're just flat out in. And we're going to have some real fun with that, and you can too. So, as we look at the founding position, it ends the 22nd of June, which is next month, next Wednesday. This is really cool. And once the founding position ends, Ash is going to share a heck of a lot more with us. Now, the content that I'm going to be putting out, I've been thinking about the presentation for resellers for probably 2, maybe 3 months. But I do need a little bit more information from Mr. Mufara, and I believe he's going to be sharing some of that information with the founding members as the founding position closes. He has said that much in previous webinars. So as he comes out and shares a few more things with us, when I get what I need, and I have probably 98% of what I need, I just need a few more things that I want to add to the presentation. As he gives us that, then the content will start flowing, not only from me, but from Marty and some of the other founding members that are out there. And then you can pick and choose what you want to use. It really is that simple. But in the end, we are in such a unique position to really take care of that bottom line, I believe, very quickly, and get to that place where we're living the life we want to live. I don't care what anybody else says. We're living the life we want to live. And from there, yeah, it's just going to be extraordinary, awesome, all those superlatives that we use. So that's it for today, guys. Just wanted to talk about the founding position again, what's going to be happening after it. If you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, I always recommend you go down there and subscribe, click the bell on the right. And as we do more videos, you'll get notified. And when Marty puts other webinars up, you'll get notified for that too. So that's it for today, guys. And next week is going to be super. Get ready. Things are about to change in a major way. Take care, and we'll absolutely see you at the top. Bye.